I made $76,000 in a single day trading futures, and this is exactly how I did it. So I use both fractals and order flow for this. In front of you right now, you see Milk's yellow box chart. Super great chart to have. I always have it on when I'm trading. And then also I use the fractal system, which you can see here. So first we're going to go over Milk's yellow box chart. Originally at the start of ETH, I longed pivot down here at 6102 and rode that up to our buyer's objective up at 6130. I got all out of longs here and eventually waited until our test of 6146 for seller's positioning. I entered in shorts here and eventually took profits at the bottom of IV wall, pivot, and then when we closed above pivot and retested, I entered in more shorts for a full exit between seller's objective and low a day around 60.60. So that was the first trade on ES. Very simple, using this chart. The zones played perfectly. Then on top of that, used the fractals for the trade I took on NQ. So NQ I had up on Thinkorswim. I was also looking at the vector script, which Russell provides. Great tool to have. So first off, on NQ, on the 10-way 15-minute on the fractals, up here between the 10 and 20% odds, we had a bunch of stacked clusters. Now, what those clusters are showing us is previous reversal points. So if I zoom out real quick, you can see reversal here, here, right here. This one's a little bit higher, another reversal right here. Lots of previous reversals at this point. I used that and these open states for our entry short. We bounced off the vector script on Thinkorswim along with the vector on the 10-way 15-minute. No worries, our stops were set to break even. Eventually we broke below and continued lower. But it wasn't just the 10-way 15-minute I was looking at. I was also looking at the 20-way 5-minute. Same thing. You had the 5 and 10% odds stacked up here. We closed up this previous open state and eventually crossed vector for that continued move to the downside. Last up, I used a 7-way 60-minute. You can see on the hourly candle, we came up to these clusters at the 10 and 20% odds, eventually crossing vector and pivot to the downside. Now for my targets, I was able to hold for over 300 points just using targets on the fractal system. We used the fractal system for these targets, and on the 7-way 60-minute, we had this double bottom and open state down at 21,600. We also had another one at 21,560. So those were two really good trims that were close to low a day. And on top of that, the 10-way 15-minute had this open state down at 21,620, and the 20-way 5-minute had this open state at 21,660. So we were able to use the fractals with these percent odds and open states for potential TPs and use that to catch a very nice move down throughout the day. The fractal system is very simple. It looks confusing, but it really isn't. I have a free course going over everything you need to know A through Z on the fractal system, so check the link down below.